This can drive people nuts. When they log in and their account is one number, the next day it goes way down, the next day it goes way up, gets your system running, right? Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? People have emotional responses to money.
Almost everyone probably has a story by now of someone they know who got into some kind of email fraud or scheme getting into your bank account.
Personally, I think the best way to approach it is just assume that you're going to fall for the scam. Don't feel like you're above it. If you are at risk of job loss, it's always good to have your emergency savings in place.
Shore up that liquid savings that you can access.
Welcome back to another episode of Connecting the Dollars. I'm here with my colleague Emily Agosto. I'm Amanda Vaught. Today we wanted to talk about money habits to break in 2026. Still trying to get the year right in my head. So first up, I wanted to touch on the habit of constantly checking your portfolio's value. Not everybody does this. Some people are really good at setting it and forgetting it, which can have its own issues in terms of reallocating. But a lot of people like to log in every day and see where they're at. And so the issue with this in 2026 is that it is a midterm election year. By that, I mean it's the second year of a new presidency, and midterm elections are going to be coming up towards the end of the year. When we look at historical averages in a midterm year, it's one of the most volatile years out of the four. So we don't know what's going to happen in 2026, but chances are, on average, it's going to be a more volatile year. This can drive people nuts. When they log in and their account is one number, the next day it goes way down, the next day it goes way up, gets your system running, right? Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? People have emotional responses to money. So for this, we always want to remind you, it's not a loss until you sell it. It might not be good for you to be logging into checking it all the time if this kind of things drives you nuts. On average, the market can go down 18% in a midterm election year. So if you see it dropping, it's normal. This is going to happen. And if you have trouble remembering that, or it makes you want to sell and get out and you don't like how it feels, just stop checking it. Help yourself out and help your future self by leaving it alone or talking to a professional like us for guidance.
Yes, the market can do all kinds of things, even in non-midterm election years. So we would never say it's a good idea to check your account every day. The second habit to break in 2026 is not taking cybercrime seriously or the risk of it. Almost everyone probably has a story by now of someone they know who got into some kind of email fraud or scheme getting into your bank account. And it's terrible. It happens a lot, especially with all of the AI products coming out and the capabilities that scammers have these days. They can make those emails look really convincing. So just continue to be wary. I've recently been getting Google Docs shared with me saying I need to sign things. The first time I saw it, I thought maybe it was something real. So I didn't click on it, but I was like, this is odd. I didn't think you could do that and try to steal someone's information, but it's very true. Like, you can never be too careful. I was expecting someone to send me a link recently to a survey, and they texted it to me instead of emailing it. And I was like, oh, I was expecting an email. Can you email it? So just another way to double check that the person is who they say they are and you're not clicking on anything. Also, safeguarding your passwords is incredibly important. There's always another, what is it called? Breach, it seems, every other day. So take it seriously in 2026. It's hard.
Yeah. I feel like AI is a little bit of a boogeyman.
Yeah.
In this case, it is, right? Because the scammers are using AI to write this code in a way that they couldn't be as prolific.
And the deep fakes are getting even better.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen people fall for these scams, and it's really damaging. Personally, I think the best way to approach it is just assume that you're going to fall for the scam. Don't feel like you're above it. Just realize they're going to get you and try to do what you can to save yourself from yourself.
Yeah, be over aggressive, not aggressive, over prepared.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one we wanted to talk about was not just minimizing your debt, but working to prevent debt in the first place. You think the labor market has been softening. So for a lot of people, the chances of layoff or job loss is increasing. And when that happens, it can be a tough time financially, especially if the economy softens. Right now, most experts don't expect the economy to soften significantly in 2026. We don't know what's going to happen. And if you are at risk of job loss, it's always good to have your emergency savings in place. I think rates are going down, and a lot of people have been getting great rates in their high yield savings accounts. With rates falling, it can make stock market or other things seem more appealing, but it's important to keep a proper amount of cash reserves in place so that you don't end up running up a credit card or being forced to take a loan or what have you.
Yeah. Even people whose jobs are very secure, maybe you're a really good saver, but you're putting all your savings in an IRA. That is a pre-tax account that you can't access without a tax penalty until you reach a certain age. So another way to think about this too is to shore up that liquid savings that you can access. The fourth habit to break is procrastinating on your taxes. So with the changes from the OB3 bill, people are expecting that refunds will be higher this year. Not necessarily for everyone. It really just depends on if you're someone whose income involves a lot of tips or overtime. You may have a higher refund this year. Just in general, more people will be eligible for certain deductions. There's a senior deduction, a higher child tax deduction.
And the salt cap deduction.
Oh yeah, the salt
right?
cap is increased greatly. So the quicker you get your taxes done, the quicker you'll get that refund in your hand. And not only will you have that refund, you can plan ahead for what you can use it for. So some people might be expecting a big refund and they're going to spend it on a vacation or whatnot. But think of some other things that might help you shore up some areas in your financial planning realm.
Yeah, and then talk to your tax person about adjusting your withholding going forward into 2026 if you did get that big change.
Definitely.
So I just wanted to say the other one that can fall to the bottom of people's list is working with a financial advisor. Some people just put it off, and then we find that people come in and start working with us and they say, why didn't we do this sooner? We feel so much better. Everything's in order now, and I have somebody to talk to. I would just say if that's something you've been putting off, go ahead and move it up to the top of your list.
Yes, now's a great time because things are changing rapidly in the economy and all kinds of things are going on, and you might want someone to help you stay accountable and on top of everything. All right. So those are our ideas to think about in 2026. We will have everything linked in our show notes on our website, propelfinancialadvisors.com, on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook and LinkedIn at Propel Financial Advisors. Feel free to find us there and leave us a comment and like this video if you found it helpful.
Okay, see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.